A lot of people were looking forward to the preseason matchup between the Spurs and the Thunder on Monday night. It was the first time we'd see the two unicorns, Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren, face off on an NBA floor. At 7'4" and 7'1" respectively, they're giants, and both are unlike anyone we've really seen play in the league before. As the NBA TV cast said pregame, we were hoping to see maybe 8 to 10 possessions on each other and some flashes here and there. But it was a back and forth duel from the start, as Wemby finished the first half with 18 points and Chet had 21. They were going at each other, flexing on one another, and it felt as if both guys wanted to one-up each other. We saw acrobatic finishes and multiple threes from both guys, and a few vicious dunks from Wemby. It was a lot more than just flashes from the unicorns, as they were legitimately dominant forces. It set NBA social media on fire, and although it was just a preseason game, it was one of the most fun back and forths I've seen in a long time. People were already comparing it to Tim Duncan versus Dirk Nowitzki. There was a sequence where Wemby lowered his shoulder and got an and one on Chet, then flexed on him while Chet lay on the ground with a bloody lip. Then Chet got an and one on Wemby on the other end, flexed on him, and then did the Shedeur Sanders watch celebration. I can't even describe how awesome this duel was, and obviously it's just the beginning. But this is a special rivalry between two players that we'll likely be lucky enough to see for the next decade plus. They look like the future of the league. Am I overreacting to a preseason game? Absolutely, but I don't care. This is special. Victor Wembanyama versus Chet Holmgren is the NBA's next great rivalry. Now let's take a deeper look. Before we get into the most exciting preseason game I can remember watching, if you enjoy my content and watch a few videos of mine, think about subscribing. 96% of my viewers are actually not subscribed, so if you watched it before and enjoy the content, drop a sub and comment down below. It really helps the channel. I don't want to waste any more time, so let's just get into the matchup. There were some questions about whether both guys would play, but as players got ready for tip-off, both walked onto the court. Then the first matchup between them started exactly as it should have, with the two guys going up against each other for the jump ball. And it was Chet coming up with the first victory of the day, as the Thunder came away with the opening possession, even though Wemby is the one who touched it. It didn't take long for one of them to get a shot up, as Chet Holmgren pulled up from 14 feet just 34 seconds into the game, but he missed it. But he would be on the board soon. It came just 2 minutes later, as Chet caught a pass from Lou Dort and then floated to the rim and finished with his left at the cup. It was about as smooth of a first bucket as you could have asked for. Over 4 minutes into the game, and Wemby was still scoreless. Devin Vassell was at the free throw line for 2. He made the first one as the announcers talked about the improvement he's made over his 3 seasons in the league so far. But the second shot would miss and bounce to the left, where Wemby would catch it and make a tip putback over the head of Chet Holmgren, who was too busy watching the shot. It was so casual for Wemby to go over the top of Chet's 7'1" frame and put it back in. It didn't even really make sense watching it. Then on the other end, Chet was thrown a lob that he couldn't finish. As that was happening, Victor leaked out into the open floor and caught a pass from Trey Jones. He pump faked as Lou Dort went flying by, then threw down the two-handed jam. He had his first 4 points within a 20-second stretch. Then I wanted to focus on a play that happened shortly after, because it speaks to how insane Wemby is on the defensive end. Jalen Williams caught the ball one-on-one with Victor on the wing. He faked right and crossed left, with a move that allowed him to blow by the defender. But on a play that should have been a low light, Wembanyama recovered and blocked J-Dub's shot at the rim. I legitimately couldn't believe it. Around a minute after that, Wemby found himself matched up one-on-one with Chet on the perimeter. He crossed over, lowered his shoulder, and attacked the rim, and won. He then flexed over Chet, who was laying on the ground after catching a headbutt on the drive. A couple plays after that, Josh Giddey was posting up his defender, saw the defender helping off of Chet, and threw a blazing swing pass to the opposite corner, where Chet hit the 3. It was a beautiful pass from Giddey and a great shot from Chet as well. Then it was Wemby leaking out on the break again, catching a pass from Malachi Branham and throwing down a vicious one-handed slam as Chet Holmgren made a business decision not to contest the attempt. On the very next play, Chet Holmgren drove to the right side, took the contact from Zach Collins, and finished the N1. He did a little flexing of his own, and then did the celebration made popular by Shedeur Sanders, flashing the watch on his wrist. Then he made a great play on the other end, taking the shoulder of Collins in his chest and blocking a shot with two hands. Funny, I was told that everyone in the league would bully Chet in the post. Chet would make one more shot in the quarter, but that was about it in an amazing first quarter duel from the two 7-footers. Then I want to take us to about 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Victor Wembanyama caught the pass from Trey Jones and hit a 26-foot three-pointer. Then on the other end, Chet immediately hit a long ball of his own, a 27-footer assisted by Josh Giddey. Within a minute, Wemby would take it one step further and hit a 28-footer. It was an insane long-range back and forth from two guys that are way too tall to be hitting those that easily. Chet Holmgren would catch a lob with 3:30 remaining in the first half, which was a crazy poster, but that was about the end of an amazing first matchup between two big men that could be the future of the NBA. It was an amazing matchup, and neither player disappointed. Wemby was complimentary of Chet after the game, saying, "He's a really good player. I played against him once a couple of years back. He's part of the great players of this generation." It was a display of humility from a player deemed the greatest prospect in the history of pro sports, but I think he's right. And he's obviously one of those great players as well. We're going to get a lot of these matchups over the years, and they should only get better as the two of them continue to improve and head towards their primes. But it feels hard to top what we saw on Monday, as it was just beautiful basketball. It was a display of why we love this game. This is the NBA's next great rivalry. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.